How's it going, eh? Thanks a lot for joining me for another beer review. Today I'm going to be reviewing a beer that I'm kind of stoked to try out, as I am Canadian, and this has Canada written all over it, literally. So, today's beer is going to be from Founders Brewing Company out in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Really enjoyed their brewery. I've reviewed a couple of their stouts. I think maybe an IPA, but I forget which one. I had their KBS and really liked that one. I had their breakfast stout out in the States a few years ago. Loved that. And this here, their Canadian breakfast stout. Pretty cool stuff. It's an Imperial Stout coming in at a whopping 11.7%. Big beer. It's brewed with chocolate and coffee, of course, and aged in maple syrup bourbon barrels. It's, bourbon barrels that had previously housed maple syrup. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. They started distributing to Canada, I want to say a year to 2 years ago, right around there. Pretty big sample size right there, but like about a year or two back. And I've been enjoying their beers and super stoked to try this one. So let's get a crack poured, see how it is. I've heard some really good stuff about this beer. I've seen some reviews of their older vintages from various reviewers, but I haven't seen a review on this specific vintage, the 2018 here. Oh no, this is the 2017. Okay, neat. All right, but I hear it's a really good series of beers, and let's give it a review, shall we? Pours pitch black, finger of a really deep brown head, really tight bubbles on that head, which is, it looks really cool. Like the bottom of the head is like a deeper shade of brown than the top of it. And something about it just looks really nifty and neat. Nice alcohol legs, nice thick alcohol legs dripping down the sides of the glass there. Let's get an aroma. A little bit of booze right away, a little bit of bourbon. Definitely getting more coffee the more I'm smelling it. Yeah, way more coffee. Every sip is just more and more coffee. Getting that chocolate for sure. The maple syrup is kind of there. Giving it blind, if I didn't know there was maple syrup in it, I wouldn't really be smelling it. But it is, yeah, that slightly woody, kind of syrupy kind of note. Yeah, hints of vanilla in there. Smells pretty nice. Let's try it out. Cheers. All right. Definitely getting the bourbon. A little bit of like a bourbon boozy kind of thing going on. Mouth feels really nice. Lips instantly started sticking together. It's got a nice syrupy kind of syrupy, velvety kind of stickiness, you know. Medium mouthfeel. It's not quite as fudgy, not quite as thick as some of those like pastry stouts out there, dessert stouts, but it's still got a decent body to it. I would like it a little bit chewier. But the flavor is really good. There's a slight bitter coffee kind of note. A little bit of a boozy heat on the tongue as well. You get that chocolate, the coffee flavors, the roastiness, the toastiness, the slight hazelnut kind of thing. Almost a slight, like that green pepper, not like bell pepper, but like that green peppery kind of flavor you often get from these coffee beers. But all in all, really good beer. It is what it is. Like, whatever they're advertising, that's what you're getting in the flavor, and that's really what you want in a beer, you know. Whatever. But yeah, a little bit of that maple syrup, but not too much. Those super maple syrup forward beers can be a little bit overwhelming if they're not nailed completely. So I'm glad for that. One thing, I think it might be a little bit too bitter. A little bit of a bitterness back of the throat there, top of the roof of the mouth there, you know. Yeah, strange bitterness, but I'm sure the more I drink it, the more it'll fade. And yeah, all in all, really good beer, well balanced. Nothing's too overwhelming. All the adjuncts, all the components to the beer just laid out perfectly, you know, and it's well brewed beer. So it's, I hear it's the vintages in these smaller bottles aren't quite as good as what they were when they were super hyped in the big bombers and stuff, but I'd still give this one a I don't know, 93, 94. It's definitely a good beer, definitely worth picking up. If you like maple, slightly mapley, bourbony beers, yeah, definitely seek yourself out a bottle or two, or maybe even a 4-pack of KBS, Canadian Breakfast Stout from Founders. It's getting an A-ish kind of rating from me, so there you go. But let me know what y'all think of this beer, as you might absolutely love it and think it's worth 100, or you might think it's worth like a 50, 60. You don't like it at all. Whatever, you know. That's why we drink beers, to see what we like, you know. And there we go. I think that wraps it up. Don't got much more to say about it other than, yeah, keep drinking awesome beers and enjoy life, everybody. And yeah, till the next time, cheers, everybody.